Great morning, guys. Let's get this party started. Great morning. Alive and alert. Great morning, mommy. Great morning, Ronnie. Great morning, Dion. Great morning, Damien. Great morning, Misha. Guys, let me make some noise. Let's start us off right. You guys know what time it is. It's that time of the week where we get a chance to discuss our successes and our failures. It's our company call. I always like to start off our company call with going over our 1K earners, the backbone of this company. Again, it's not time to hate. It's definitely time to congratulate. So let's talk about it, guys. This week here, right, starting us off, we got Wilson Cruz with $1,120.31, guys. Make some noise. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Wilson.
Again, like I said, no time to hate. Let's just congratulate, right? With that being said, let's move on to our top earner inside of the entire company, Lamesha P. Anderson, $1,686 total in the course of 1 week, guys. Give it up for. Listen, not for nothing, man, but if that don't fire you up, I think your wood's wet, right? I think that, first thing in the morning, man. I mean, like, what I like to always say is where there's smoke, there's definitely fire, right? And there's definitely smoke coming from these guys now at this point. They're definitely leaving us clues. I'm sure it's not easy. I'm sure it's hard work. You guys know it's hard work. I mean, because you're out there doing the same thing, right? And you maybe say to yourself, well, where's my results? Why isn't this, right? And that's why a lot of times I like for us to join this call and us to be able to share. Each one teach one, right? Because whatever you're doing to become successful is duplicatable. It is transferable. It is not something that's not that's intangible, right? You can literally give that to somebody. Well, what am I doing? Well, here's what I do. Right? Well, what am I doing? Here's what time I get to the field early. And if you're hungry, if you're greedy like that, and you're selfish like that, and I mean, these are all negative words, right? Negative terms, but you can't be selfish when it comes to you. I mean, you need to be able to get the knowledge. It's not stepping on nobody's neck for you to actually ask for help. But you have to be selfish in that way and say, hold up, you know what? When you get 5 minutes, can you give me 5 minutes? I just need to ask you a few questions about this, and this, and then see what you can actually take away and take ownership of, right? So it's very important, guys. So once more, let's give it up for our 1K earners. Super excited, guys, to see what you guys do next. The next thing is obviously, right, we still got the bonus going on, and right, and the bonus is there for anybody who makes a sale before 12 p.m. Right? Top sales agent must make at least 3 sales, right? You can't be top dog if you don't make 3 sales. You take Damien last night, who was on the cusp of his third sale. I was at the edge of my seat, man, rooting for him. I love this bonus because what it does is it puts the fire back in all of us. It puts the competition back in the game. I feel like I'm watching a basketball game back when, I feel like I'm watching a basketball game and I'm waiting on somebody to pass somebody else the ball and they hit the winning shot. That's the way I felt last night with Damien. I'm like, man, one more and he get a bonus. And I can't wait to send that thing over. I can't wait to cash app him that cash and just, ask him what he do with it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. But, don't let yourself off the hook is the point I'm trying to make. There's 2 nights in a row we had 2 agents that was just on the cusp for that third sale. And you guys deserve it, man. It's time to put in that pain, right? That small little, hour left, that small little hour, right? It's time for you to be able to kind of stretch your limits. I mean, when it comes to the clock, you can literally just power up in that time, especially when you already got 2 sales. It's all downhill at that point. So, you guys get my point there. So now with that bonus, also, don't forget you guys also got the last sale, right? The last sale bonus is there for anybody who makes a sale after the course of 8:30. Right? Whoever makes that last sale of the night is definitely going to receive a bonus from us as well. We want to incentivize these things because this is one of our pillars of the company here. And our pillar is to make sure that we work a full shift. And this bonus kind of helps us and helps remind us of that and gives you guys a reward to let you know how much we appreciate your hard work. So with that being said, that more energy, more sales bonus is here. Don't forget that. That'll be here to the end of the month. And then we'll look at possibly extending that. Right. The next thing I want to talk about is, man, guys, something I always put on our scorecards. You can't improve what you can't measure. Right. And I've been infatuated with that ever since I heard it. Right. And I forget where I heard it, but it's changed me totally. Right. Because when I look at numbers, they don't really lie to me. right? When I look at data, it doesn't, it tells me the truth. It lets me know exactly what I need to do. And it can do the same thing for you. It does, right? So each and every day when you guys jump inside of Telegram, Telegram is a tool just like any other training that you may get. And I need for you guys to look at Telegram that way. You know, we don't always see each other inside of the office. So Telegram becomes our office. The things that's shared inside of Telegram are things that are useful to help you make money. And one of the most important tools that you guys have inside of Telegram right now is what's called our scorecard. Our scorecard gives you exact knowledge on how you're doing, right? You don't have to look around and you know, don't be emotional about it. Become very intelligent about it, right? And think to yourself like, hold up, you know, what tier am I on? That's something that you should be asking yourself and looking at. If you're not at the correct tier, then you're letting yourself off the hook, you know, and that's unfortunate because everybody can see it, right? You know, I was just having a conversation this morning with somebody called me and I'm thinking to myself and they're asking me to partner up with them. And, you know, immediately I'm like, man, what the hell are you, where are your results? Where are your results? Immediately? That's all I keep thinking inside of my head because everybody wants to be a con man. Everybody wants to, you know, think that they're on your level or think that we're the same, but where the hell are your results? And that's all I keep thinking inside of my mind. And I'm going to try to block that out. I'm going to try to block that out as I continue a conversation with them to try to understand and listen. But it's very difficult for me to listen to anybody without results. And it should be difficult for you guys to listen to anybody without the actual results. Meaning here, we always try to make sure we highlight the ones that are actually doing, you know, exceedingly well, so that this way you got direct access to that. You know, when I was coming up in this business, I wanted direct access to the top sales agent inside of the sales office. You know, the one who was crushing it and making their goals and top of the line. I wanted to make sure that I go to lunch with them. I want to understand what they got going on. And it wasn't to hold them back. It was to maybe say, hold up, how can I implement some of this into my world, right? And that's just very important. And so what I mean by that is inside of Telegram, when you look at your scorecard, you should be looking at your tier. If you're not at your correct tier, please correct that, right? And that's something that you can totally correct, right? You just got to stop giving up on yourself. You got to stop saying to yourself, all right, cool, you know, it's going to be all right. I'll get it tomorrow. No, you know, it's kind of like you don't want to let yourself down. And that's important, right? You should be looking at you know, you might even want to look at the total for the team and just say, all right, cool. How do I weigh up in terms of totally for the team, right? You know, always look at outdoing your best self, but obviously you want to look at what everybody else is doing as well. I know I do. This is a competitive company. We're performance driven, performance based company. So, you know, that's a tool there that I definitely want you guys to take a look at. Another tool that we've now implemented is daily. You guys are going to get installs inside of your email. These installs, they should automatically integrate with your email, put you guys in a position where you literally can just click on the button and call your customer back damn near instantaneously, right? So you'll have that email out by 10 a.m. That email is designed and sent out by Ronnie. Please give it up for Ronald Beluzzi, by the way, who's helping us and taking on new initiatives to help keep the engine running over here, guys. Can we give it up for Ron right now?
Ron the dog.
It's important, right? It's important that I make sure that I give Ron some praise, right? It isn't always easy. He doesn't always know how to work a computer. He's not the most computer savvy, right? So a lot of times we go over this once, twice, sometimes 3 times, and it's very aggravating on him. Shit is aggravating on me, right? But he's getting the job done. And when it gets sent over, it's done right, right? And if not, he's always willing to say, hey, did I do this right? And that's just important to me because again, you know, we can't let ourselves off the hook because once we start to let ourselves off the hook, and we put ourselves in a position to be the loser. I don't want to be the loser. That's not my MO, right? That's not something that I strive to be. And that's important here, right? Because like I was telling Damien yesterday when we were speaking, you know, like it's hard to go the whole week, you know, without a sale, right? It's damn near like as if you're trying, you know, at that point, if you go the whole week with no sale. Why? Because customers always need cable. They always need internet service, right? You just got to be available for them. You just got to be the convenient one. You got to be the more experienced sales component at the door, like I always like to say. So, you know, with the daily installs, obviously, guys, it should integrate with your calendar. Another good thing I want to point out to you guys that each and every day that it integrates with your calendar, it doesn't disappear. You should be able to look back at last week installs that you guys got from last week and be able to call them right back. Why? Because you might just want to upsell them. You might just want to say, hey, you know, how you doing? Did everything go okay with your install? Okay, great. So you got your internet service? Great. And how do you like it? Superb. Okay, great. You know what? I only need 3 more customers from you. Yep. Yep. That's how you thank me. Oh, you okay? It's okay. But you got one for me? Okay, great. What's their name and number? I'll give them a call right now. Just following up will help you, right? Referrals is important inside of our business. Why? Because if you did a good job the first time, they will obviously refer you a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. It just depends on how well you are following up. I suggest you guys actually train on that. We've been training on that inside of our morning motivation calls in the morning here. I think for maybe like the last 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, just on follow-ups. So if you need to, you go back to our YouTube page and you look at those videos there, right? After we give a quote, and again, this is a 20-minute call. This is a 20-minute training, something that all of us can do, right? And just to keep our mind sharp and keep our business, top notch. So with that being said, right, I hope that this improves everything that you guys got going on, because again, you can't improve what you can't measure, and we're just trying to measure our way to becoming more successful here. So last but not least, guys, I put on here, I just want to make sure that we make some checkup questions and answers. This is my time to just really kind of check, where you guys are and understand that you guys, understand how you guys are growing right now. So I'm going to pose a question. I want you guys to come off mute, right? And this way you guys can help me. And anybody who got the answer, you guys participate with me here, but I just want to check for your understanding. Now, one of the first questions that I want to ask you guys is that, and this is for the residential team, by the way, right? If I make a sale today, if I make a sale today and it gets installed on Tuesday of next week, when will I get paid for this sale? Everybody look at your calendars.
The third.
Who was that gave that answer?
Dion F. Dawkins.
Yeah, Dion F. Dawkins, always alive and alert. Guys, give it up for Dion, man. Absolutely. We get paid for that sale on the 3rd. Good job. Very important that you know exactly when you're going to get paid out for your sales. I'm working on a better system that actually shows you, breaking down to the day, how much money you make for the day, so that you actually know when you get paid out on. A part of the reason why we're doing these daily installs is because I want you guys to not only to feel the impact of when you make the sale, but I also want you guys to start to have a good feel on the sale actually being installed. So you're going to feel this magnetic just gravity pulling you towards closer and closer towards your money. Because again, you can't improve what you can't measure. All right. So here's another question for you. Right. So, customer wants internet service. Not sure about what speed they want. They don't even know the speeds. Right. What speed am I going to start with? Am I going to start with the gig, or am I going to start with the introductory 300 over 300, or am I going to go to the mid tier with the 500 over 500? By the way, anybody but Dion. Dion's already answered one. I got to take you out the game, man. Like you're a ringer.
He held it down by himself last week.
Absolutely, he did. Absolutely, he did.
I give him 10 more seconds.
I hear you.
I'll do it. I'm gonna start with the gig regardless.
Always.
And I'm always do the problem solving after. I'm gonna give him the most and work my way down.
Always. Now I love that, guys. Give it up for Wilson. He's gonna start with the gig, and I agree. Now, one thing that I know, I know that is we're gonna do, obviously, until you're taught, right, best practices, you're gonna do it the way that you feel like it's done best. Okay. And a lot of times people sell with emotion. I don't. I sell with just technique. That's it. Right. And my technique is, and my go-to move is to make sure that I always introduce that gig speed. Why? Because that is the faster speed. That's what people get excited about, and when I say it, I'm going to say it with a level of excitement. I'm going to make sure that I look the same way I'm looking at you guys right now with this smile on my face and let you know, no, absolutely. We got the fastest speed on the market. It's called a gig. That's the 940 over 880. That's what everybody gets excited about. Right. And then at that point, maybe I ask a few questions. If they start to give me some pushback, well, how much internet do you actually use? Right? I'm going to get them to make the better decision, because usually if I ask the right questions, they're going to make the better decision and get the fastest speed. So I agree wholeheartedly with being able to offer the gig at each and every time. I'm going to start with the gig because I can always work my way down. All right. I think we all agree there. All right. This is the final question, right? Let's let me check for your understanding here. Let's say, okay, this is a good one. So customer has an issue, has to go to the CVC. I see where it may just be a previous balance. Customer indicates to me this service, I had you guys like 4 or 5 years ago. This has been 5 years ago. I actually still got the boxes inside the house. Right? Can you actually take the boxes? Did you know how they say that, right? They actually take the boxes, crazy asses. But with that being said, right, I actually got the boxes here, but is there anything that you can do for me? How do you handle this customer?
Kind of feel like you solved it all in the same question. Because you want to do something for the customer and they already have the boxes. I mean, you could let them know that you could return the boxes to eliminate that bill. And this way you could move forward. But if they're not returning the boxes, just give a service information have right now.
You broke up on me. I couldn't hear all of that.
Oh, I would say it sounds like you solved the question. You solved it while asking the question. But yeah, I'm gonna go above and beyond. Try to help them out by getting connected to the customer service, so they could do for the customer, since they haven't turned the boxes in yet. And no, we can't take the boxes for them. But I'm gonna get connected just to see what they tell me. But worst case scenario, man, gateway's right there. Return the boxes, and we'll continue this conversation after.
Okay. All right. Listen, everybody give it up for Will. Great job, Will. Let me elaborate on what happens here inside of these cases and what I've come to find out. Right. So, first and foremost, do not get turned off. You still want to call into CVC. That is one. Right? You still want to make sure you make it a common practice to call into the CVC. Now, obviously, you're probably going to hear what you don't want to hear. This customer owes a previous balance. Okay, great. You're going to listen. You're more than likely, they're going to actually tell that to the customer, by the way. So you still want to stay close by. You want to still be able to grab the phone and speak with the customer service rep, even after after they say, well, you owe whatever it could be. It could be $647, right? But and you got a good indication from your customer that this bill was 5 years ago, and it may just be due to those boxes. So at this point, you want to jump on the phone, and here's my famous line. How you doing, ma'am? This is Quincy. I'm the agent. All right. Customer will really like to get past this. Is there anything that we can do? And then I shut up. I just asked that question. Once I ask that question, they'll take a look. If they see where the bulk of those charges is just due to the boxes, right? I've had the call center waive that and let me proceed with my order, and just on the promise that they're gonna send these boxes back, just on the promise, not even have to take the boxes back. I get a chance to put in my order and they get a chance to get their service, but they still got to take those boxes back. All right. Now, this is very key, very pivotal, because I've done it more than once. So I know that it works. Okay. But you got to do it the way I'm doing it. Right. And I don't do it with an attitude. I do it with an attitude of gratitude, to be honest with you. I might even make the customer service rep smile. You guys know how I do when I get on the phone with them. Like, hey, how you doing? Listen, you want some McDonald's or something? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that I'm going to get them out of their mundane way of doing things when I get on that phone. And then at that point, hey, you know what? The customer would really like to get past this. Is there anything that we can do? And I'm going to sit and I'm going to wait, and they're going to listen, right? They're going to look at it. They're going to say, well, no, there's nothing we can do because, these are not due to the charges. This is due to the service. And, but always ask that question, because there was a good 50% chance that you're able to actually process your order, even though they had a previous balance. And I think that right there is going to be, that's probably worth at least 1 or 2 sales per week. 1 or 2 sales per week, obviously, right? So that's the good news there, man. And I just want to ask a follow-up question. Why? Because I didn't get a chance to hear from Damien today, and I want to make sure that Damien is alive and alert, right? So, Will, you can't answer. Damien, you can't answer. Nobody else can answer. This question is specifically for Damien. Damien, you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's get it. So your question is, you're inside of a building. Okay.
Okay.
Are you, no, did you have something for me?
No.
Okay, well, I got something for you. Check it out. So you're inside of a building, right? And your tablet, the service is poor, right? Matter of fact, you check your phone and the service on your phone is poor, right? And it's very difficult to actually process your order. Now, your customer lets you know, like, yeah, service is bad in this building. I don't know what we're gonna do. I hope Verizon is better than what I have, right? But you still got a plight of being able to process your order. You got to figure out what's the best way to process your order. What options do you have? What options do you have in order to get your order processed?
Well, because it's the same way as it was before. Their phone couldn't get service. My phone was struggling to get service. My tab was struggling to get service until the end when their family member came back, showed me that there is a certain area in their house, one small area that actually gets service. And even then, that was at the end that I found that. I used my own phone to help them sign up, as well as using both of the tablets to show and one to actually, use to sign them up. So regardless of how much time it took, even with how bad the service was, I still was able to process that sale before. And at the end, once they showed me that one area gets service and everything, made the entire process way quicker. And now, there's appointment set for there. But I think for future reference, if that same circumstance doesn't hit, I would probably, I would probably give them, we will exchange numbers and I will go to an area where I actually can get service. Well, actually that can't really work because they're still not getting service on their side.
You out of options, huh?
Yeah, because she was like struggling to even talk to me through the phone because she couldn't get service on her side. But I can, so I'm not really sure, unless it's the case of where I can set up another date for like calling her and everything. But what if she's one of those people who never leaves the house?
Okay, well, listen, let's stop right there because right, you gave me one good option, and one good option is the way that you handle it. The customer told you a good spot where you could actually get service. All right, there's two things that happened there that was really good. The customer gave you all the time in the world to make sure that your order got placed. That means that she was understanding, right? That she was willing to do whatever she needed to do to get the service. So that alleviates a lot of the anxiety that you might have had, right? And you was able to get your order placed, right? But I want to look at some other options as well. Why? Because we deal with this on a daily basis, and I need for you guys to be able to think through issues, right? Because that's all day long what we run into. Man, like we run into that. I mean, optics could be down. We get the tablet up and then the tablet's not even showing us the promotions or the products, or, it's giving us the wrong price. I mean, hell, we just deal with a lot more than the customer saying no to us, right? I think we do an excellent job of dealing with the customer's no's, but there's a lot of objections there. And this is one that came up, and I want to give you some ammunition. So I saw where Wilson raised his hand. What you got for us, Will? What's another option?
Well, I don't know the situation, but if they have Optimum, I'm tapping into their Wi-Fi. I'm tapping into their Wi-Fi so I can get a connection and book the order. If I can't do that, I'll connect my phone and make that phone call over the call center, and we'll just confirm it that way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That order's getting placed.
That order's getting placed. Now, listen, so if you didn't just hear what he just said, right, Damien, let's recap, right? He said they can tap into the Wi-Fi, right, to try to see if, you know, their Wi-Fi is better
Yeah.
than ours, right? And then B, right, he gave another one, call into the call center, which hopefully your service allows you enough to get through the phone call. The call center is something I don't hear enough about. Call center is excellent, guys. Call center has been saving us all summer, if you guys really think about it, okay? Right? So with that being said, right, utilize that call center, whether it's confirming your order or whether it's just getting your order placed or whether it's getting your order rescheduled, you know, whether it's checking the status of an order, right? That call center is there and that's a tool for us. Think of that as your personal assistant with Verizon. So that's good. That's heavy ammunition. Damien, do you feel like that helped?
Yes,
Positive stuff.
but at the same time, this woman specifically that I signed up, she had no service at all.
Plot thickens.
Yeah, she had like no provider at all. It was just a case of actually having area to give me service in general. So I'm not really sure if I can even call the call center with no bars at all, with no signal.
Yeah, the plot thickens.
Because
So-
my
Oh,
phone,
man.
because my phone shuts down fast in the tablet. And that's why I was asking when I was outside yesterday with a stand, I actually I wanted to see if it was possible for us to use the tablet to there's a contact app on the tablet, and I wanted to see if there was a way to use that.
Yep, you did call me about that. All right, good. Let me just say this, right? Either way it go, Damien, the problem stops with you. You know that, right? Like the problem stops
Yeah.
with you. It's like when you call my phone, right? You know the problem stops with me, right? That's why you called me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Wilson is in place to give a call, right? Right? Or you could have called Damien Dion, but you know that problem stops with me. And I know that problem stops with me. You know, I know that you need an answer to your question and and we got to roll with it. And we can't not make a decision. So we got to make a decision. And I say that to you because even then, right, let's entertain all of these scenarios. If need be at that point, you say, hey, listen, let's take a walk outside. We'll stand outside. Let's get some fresh air.
So excited.
You know, we you know, don't worry about it. I'm here for you. Let's take a walk outside. Now, entertaining all of these things here, all I'm trying to tell you is that the problem stops with you. Okay? That is our job. We are the more experienced sales component at the door. If we're having an issue, our job is to resolve the issues. That's really what we get paid to do. Sales is obviously how we get paid. That's how we're measured on how much we earn, right? But our job is to alleviate a lot of these customers' problems when they have problems. And you guys see that they oftentimes have problems, especially when Optimum out here offering a $14 internet. So, all right, guys, powerful call. I really feel like we learned a lot. I want you guys to pay attention. We got an additional $50 Visa, additional Verizon gift card available for the gig. So very important piece to the puzzle, right? Additional offers help us make closed sales, right? But you keep them as gravy on the plate. They're not conversation starters. They're not openers. They're not, you know, it's not something that you jump out the window with right away. It's something that you just add on, you know, to kind of help you close the sale. Use them as a closer. All right. With that being said, guys, another amazing call. I thank you. I'll see you guys next Friday, alive and alert. Let's blow.